The Mastermind Alliance, secret weapon of every empire. Let me ask you something that will fundamentally change how you think about building an empire. What if I told you that every great emperor, every business titan, every person who has ever built something extraordinary has discovered a secret weapon so powerful that it multiplies their personal capabilities by 10, by 100, sometimes by 1,000? What if I told you that this secret weapon isn't money, isn't connections, isn't even intelligence, but something far more powerful that most people never even know exists? Tonight, you're going to discover what Napoleon Hill called the Mastermind Alliance, the hidden force that built the Roman Empire, the British Empire, and every business empire that has ever dominated the world. And once you understand this principle, you'll never again try to build your empire alone. But first, let me take you inside a secret meeting that changed the trajectory of American industry forever. The steel circle that built America. It was 1872, and Andrew Carnegie was sitting around a table with 11 men who would become known as the most powerful industrial alliance in American history. These weren't just business associates. They were what Carnegie called his Mastermind Alliance, a carefully selected group of minds that would think, plan, and act as one unified intelligence. Around that table sat Henry Frick, Charles Schwab, and 9 other men whose individual brilliance was impressive, but whose collective power was unstoppable. Carnegie had discovered something that most people never understand. The combined intelligence of aligned minds creates a force greater than the sum of its parts. That night, Carnegie shared a principle that would become the foundation of his empire. Gentlemen, alone I am smart. Together, we are genius. Alone I can build a business. Together, we can build an empire that will reshape America itself. What happened next proved Carnegie's point. Within 2 decades, this Mastermind Alliance had built the largest steel empire in the world, accumulated wealth beyond imagination, and literally constructed the infrastructure that would make America a global superpower. But here's what most people miss about Carnegie's success. He didn't just gather smart people around a table. He created what Hill would later call a spiritual partnership, a unity of minds so complete that they began to think, plan, and execute as a single superhuman intelligence. The Mastermind Discovery. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying successful people, and he found that every single person who had achieved extraordinary results had discovered and applied the Mastermind principle. Not most of them, not many of them, every single one. Hill discovered that the Mastermind Alliance operates on a principle that modern science now calls collective intelligence, the phenomenon where groups of aligned individuals can solve problems, generate ideas, and achieve results that are impossible for any individual to accomplish alone. But Hill found that true mastermind alliances are far more than just collaborative teams. They're what he described as spiritual partnerships that create a third mind, an invisible intelligence that emerges when 2 or more minds unite in harmony toward a definite purpose. The mastermind equation: individual intelligence, harmony, superhuman intelligence. This isn't just addition, it's multiplication. When properly aligned minds come together, they don't just combine their individual capabilities, they create new capabilities that didn't exist before the alliance was formed. The 4 types of mastermind power. Hill's research revealed that mastermind alliances generate 4 distinct types of power that are impossible to achieve through individual effort. Power type 1, psychic power. When minds unite in perfect harmony, they create what Hill called psychic power, an intuitive intelligence that can solve problems, recognize opportunities, and make decisions with supernatural accuracy. Carnegie's Mastermind Alliance was famous for their ability to predict market trends, anticipate competitors' moves, and identify opportunities that others couldn't see. They called it business instinct. Hill called it psychic power generated by unified mind. Power type 2, economic power. Mastermind alliances multiply economic resources by combining not just money, but credit, influence, and access to capital markets. The economic power of the alliance is exponentially greater than the sum of individual financial resources. When Henry Ford needed massive capital to build his automobile empire, he didn't just seek investors, he created a mastermind alliance of minds that believed in his vision so completely that they willingly combined their resources, connections, and reputations to make the impossible possible. Power type 3, social power. The collective social influence and connections of a mastermind alliance create access to people, opportunities, and markets that would be impossible for any individual to reach alone. Thomas Edison's Mastermind Alliance included some of the most influential people in America. Their combined social power opened doors that allowed Edison's inventions to reach markets and gain acceptance at a speed that would have been impossible through individual effort. Power type 4, spiritual power. This is the most profound and least understood aspect of the Mastermind Alliance. When minds unite in harmony toward a noble purpose, They tap into what Hill called infinite intelligence, a source of wisdom, creativity, and guidance that transcends individual human capabilities. Every great empire builder has experienced moments when their mastermind alliance generated ideas, solutions, and strategies that seem to come from beyond their collective knowledge. This is the spiritual power of aligned minds accessing universal intelligence. The Roman alliance, empire built on mastermind principles. The greatest example of mastermind alliance in ancient history is the Roman Empire, which was built on a systematic application of what they called concilium, the council of minds that governed every major decision and expansion. Julius Caesar didn't conquer Gaul alone. He created a mastermind alliance with his most brilliant generals, Marcus Antonius, Gaius Octavius, and others, who combined their military intelligence, political wisdom, and strategic thinking to create unstoppable campaigns. Caesar understood that individual brilliance has limits, but collective brilliance is limitless. His mastermind alliance could plan multiple campaigns simultaneously, adapt to changing circumstances with supernatural speed, and execute strategies that required coordination beyond any single mind's capacity. But Caesar's most important discovery was this: the mastermind alliance must be built on mutual benefit and shared vision. When the alliance serves everyone's interests, it becomes unbreakably strong. When it serves only one person's interests, it becomes fatally weak. Caesar's downfall came not from military defeat, but from the breakdown of his mastermind alliance, when the benefits became unequal and the vision became selfish. The Ford Revolution, industrial mastermind in action. Henry Ford's transformation of automobile manufacturing demonstrates how mastermind alliances can revolutionize entire industries. When Ford announced his vision of mass-producing automobiles, every expert in America said it was impossible. But Ford didn't try to prove them wrong through individual effort. He created a mastermind alliance of minds that could collectively solve problems no individual had ever solved before. Ford's mastermind alliance included assistants, financial minds who could structure the massive capital requirements, marketing minds who could create demand for a product that didn't exist yet, management minds who could coordinate thousands of workers in unprecedented coordination. But the genius of Ford's mastermind alliance wasn't just the diversity of expertise, it was the unity of vision. Every mind in the alliance was completely aligned around a single definite purpose: to make automobile ownership accessible to every American family. This unity created what Ford called group genius, the ability to generate solutions that none of them could have conceived individually. The assembly line, the $5 a day wage, the vertical integration strategy, all emerged from the collective intelligence of minds thinking as one. The Disney Magic Creative Mastermind Alliance. Walt Disney's creation of the Disney Entertainment Empire represents perhaps the purest example of mastermind alliance applied to creative industries. Disney understood that creating breakthrough entertainment required combining minds that specialized in different aspects of the creative process. Storytelling minds who could create compelling narratives, artistic minds who could visualize stories in unprecedented ways, technical minds who could solve the engineering challenges of animation, business minds who transform creativity into sustainable enterprises. But Disney's Mastermind Alliance was built on something deeper than professional collaboration. It was built on shared passion for creating experiences that would bring joy to millions of people. This shared passion created what Disney called group creativity, the ability to generate ideas, solve problems, and create experiences that transcended anything any individual could produce. Snow White, Disneyland, the entire Disney universe emerged from this collective creative intelligence. Disney proved that mastermind alliances aren't just for business empires, they're the secret weapon for building any kind of empire where human imagination must be converted into tangible results. The modern tech alliance, Silicon Valley's secret weapon. Every tech empire that has emerged from Silicon Valley was built on mastermind alliance principles, though they rarely use Hill's terminology. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak created Apple through a classic mastermind alliance. Jobs' visionary marketing genius combined with Wozniak's technical brilliance to create products that revolutionized multiple industries. But the true power of their alliance wasn't just the combination of their individual strengths, it was the third mind that emerged when they worked together. The iPhone, the iPad, the entire concept of intuitive technology interfaces emerged from their collective intelligence, not from either individual alone. Bill Gates and Paul Allen built Microsoft through a similar mastermind alliance, combining Gates's business strategy, genius with Allen's programming brilliance to create the software empire that would define the personal computer revolution. Mark Zuckerberg didn't build Facebook alone. He created a mastermind alliance with minds that could handle the technical, legal, financial, and strategic challenges of building a social network that would connect billions of people. Every tech empire follows the same pattern. Visionary founders create mastermind alliances with complementary minds, and together they achieve results that would be impossible through individual effort. Building your mastermind alliance, the Emperor's strategy. Now let me give you the exact strategy for creating your own mastermind alliance, the systematic approach that every empire builder has used to multiply their personal power. Phase 1, Alliance Assessment. Before you can build an effective mastermind alliance, you must honestly assess your own strengths and limitations. Strength inventory. What knowledge do you possess that creates value? Limitation identification. What definite purpose will unify your alliance? What benefits can you offer to potential alliance members? Phase 2, Alliance Design. Most people fail at mastermind alliances because they try to recruit people randomly. Empire builders design their alliances strategically. Capability mapping. For each limitation you identified, determine what type of mind you need in your alliance. Technical expertise. You lack site-tangential knowledge. You need marketing capabilities. You require strategic thinking. You want to strengthen. Complementary alignment. Look for people whose strengths complement your weaknesses and whose weaknesses complement your strengths. The goal is to create an alliance where everyone's gaps are filled by someone else's strengths. Values compatibility. Ensure that potential alliance members share your core values and ethics. Technical compatibility means nothing if moral compatibility doesn't exist. Phase 3, Alliance Recruitment. Empire builders don't beg people to join their alliances. They create alliances so attractive that the right people want to participate. Value proposition development. What can membership in your alliance provide that people can't get elsewhere? Access to opportunities they couldn't reach alone, collaboration with minds they couldn't access individually, participation in a vision bigger than any individual project. Mutual benefit structure. Design the alliance so that everyone benefits more from participation than they contribute. This isn't charity, this is strategic value creation that makes the alliance self-sustaining. Progressive recruitment. Start with one high-quality alliance member and use the strength of that partnership to attract additional members. Strong alliances grow organically. Phase 4, Alliance Activation. Creating the alliance is just the beginning. Activating its power requires systematic cultivation. Regular rhythm. Establish consistent meeting schedules that allow minds to synchronize. Carnegie's alliance met weekly. Ford's alliance met daily during critical periods. Structured process. Create meeting structures that maximize collective thinking, a problem presentation and analysis, solution brainstorming and refinement, decision-making and action assignment. Progress review and course correction. Harmony maintenance. Monitor the emotional and spiritual harmony of the alliance. When conflicts arise, address them immediately before they undermine collective intelligence. The mastermind laws of empire building. Through his extensive research, Hill discovered that all successful mastermind alliances operate according to specific laws. Law 1, the law of definite purpose. The alliance must be united around a specific, clearly defined objective. Vague purposes create weak alliances. Law 2, the law of mutual benefit. Every member must benefit more from the alliance than they contribute to it. Exploitation destroys mastermind power. Law 3, the law of perfect harmony. Personal conflicts and ego battles eliminate the spiritual power of the alliance. Harmony isn't nice to have, it's essential for function. Law 4, the law of active participation. Passive membership doesn't contribute to mastermind power. Every member must actively contribute thought, effort, and commitment. Law 5, the law of confidential trust. Alliance members must be able to share their most important thoughts and strategies without fear of betrayal or exploitation. Law 6, the law of collective accountability. The alliance as a whole must be accountable for results, not just individual members. Success and failure are shared responsibilities. The Rockefeller model, financial mastermind alliance. John Rockefeller's creation of Standard Oil demonstrates how mastermind alliances can dominate entire industries through strategic coordination. Rockefeller didn't just compete with other oil companies. He created a mastermind alliance of minds that could think and act on a scale his competitors couldn't match. His alliance included who could structure complex financial arrangements, strategic minds who could anticipate market changes and competitive responses, political minds who could navigate regulatory environments. But Rockefeller's most important innovation was creating what he called coordinated intelligence, ability of his alliance to share information and coordinate decisions across vast geographical distances and complex operations. While his competitors were operating as individual companies, Rockefeller's mastermind alliance was operating as a unified intelligence that could respond to opportunities and threats with supernatural speed and precision. This coordinated intelligence allowed Standard Oil to dominate the industry not through superior products or lower prices, but through superior thinking and superior execution of superior strategies. Your alliance success blueprint. Here's your complete blueprint for building an empire. Mastermind alliance. Month 1, foundation building. Complete your alliance assessment. Design your ideal alliance structure. Identify potential alliance candidate. Develop your value proposition. Month 2, alliance formation. Rhythms and processes. Begin collaborative problem solving. Recruit additional members strategically. Month 3, alliance optimization. Tebis. Refine alliance processes based on early results. Strengthen harmony and trust between members. Begin tackling larger challenges collectively. Expand the alliance as needed. Month 4-6, empire acceleration. Pevi. Use alliance power to achieve breakthrough results. Leverage collective intelligence for strategic planning. Scale operations through alliance capabilities. Build systematic processes for sustained growth. The alliance warning: why most fail. Before you begin building your mastermind alliance, you must understand why most attempts fail. Failure 1, ego-based assembly. Most people choose alliance members to boost their ego rather than strengthen their empire. They want to associate with impressive people rather than complementary minds. Failure 2, benefit imbalance. When one person benefits significantly more than others, the alliance becomes unstable. Empire builders ensure that everyone wins bigger together than they could win alone. Failure 3, vision confusion. Without a clear, specific, shared vision, alliances become social clubs rather than empire-building machines. The purpose must be definite, and the benefits must be tangible. Failure 4, harmony neglect technical compatibility. Without emotional harmony creates friction that destroys collective intelligence. Empire builders invest as much energy in maintaining relationships as achieving results. Failure 5, consistency, failure irregular meetings. An inconsistent participation prevent the development of true collective intelligence. The alliance must meet regularly and function systematically. Your empire alliance begins now. And now we come to the moment of truth. You've discovered the secret weapon that every empire builder has used to multiply their power beyond their individual capabilities. You understand how Carnegie built his steel empire, how Ford revolutionized manufacturing, how Disney created an entertainment dynasty, and how every great emperor has used mastermind alliance principles to achieve the impossible. The question isn't whether mastermind alliances work. History has proven their power beyond any doubt. The question is, will you apply this knowledge to build your own empire? Most people will hear about mastermind alliances and think it sounds interesting. Some will try to form alliances, but will approach it casually and wonder why it doesn't work. A few will systematically apply these principles and will build empires that reshape their industries and impact millions of lives. Which group will you join? Remember, every empire in history was built by someone who understood that individual power has limits, but collective power is limitless. The Roman Empire, the British Empire, the industrial empires of America, the technology empires of Silicon Valley, all were built by people who discovered the multiplying power of mastermind alliances. Your empire is waiting to be built, but it cannot be built alone. You need allies. You need complementary minds. You need a mastermind alliance that can think bigger, plan better, and execute faster than any individual could manage. The question isn't whether you need a mastermind alliance. The question is, who will be in yours? Your alliance revolution starts now. If this message has awakened the emperor within you, if you're ready to stop trying to build your empire alone and start leveraging the multiplying power of mastermind alliance, if you're finally ready to think and act on the scale of the greatest empire builders in history, then I need you to take action immediately. Don't let this moment pass. Don't let this understanding fade. Don't let yourself slip back into the limiting belief that you must succeed through individual effort alone. Like this video if you're ready to build your mastermind alliance. Subscribe to this channel if you want to join a community of empire builders who understand the power of collective intelligence. Comment below and tell us what type of minds do you need in your mastermind alliance. And most importantly, share this message with someone who could be a member of your alliance. Because the best way to start building a mastermind alliance is to share mastermind principles with the minds you want to align with. Remember, no empire was ever built by someone working alone. Every emperor, every business titan, every person who has changed the world has discovered the secret power of mastermind alliances. Your individual intelligence is powerful, but your collective intelligence with the right alliance is unstoppable. The minds you need for your empire are out there, waiting for someone with the vision and courage to unite them in pursuit of something extraordinary. Your mastermind alliance starts with your next conversation. Choose your allies wisely. Build your alliance strategically. Lead your empire collectively. The Emperor's secret weapon is now yours. Use it to build the empire you were born to rule.